he don't fight anymore. He retired this year, but this is something message for you, Demetri Johnson. I'm the GOAT here.
Man, shut your bitch.
And still, Alexandre Pantoja, the flyweight king of the UFC. To be honest, the performance is pretty much exactly what I expected. I'll get into that later, but overall, this fight card is pretty good. UFC 310. There was a few controversial moments, so we'll go through that later, but for now, let's just go through the fights. These are what my predictions were saying. I don't even know. I haven't even looked at them yet, so you guys can see that. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know, but yeah, let's just go through the fights and analyze them, I guess. So the first fight was Enzo Chikwu versus Lucas Brzeski. Obviously, we know that Enzo Chikwu is a former light heavyweight. He was kind of unsuccessful within that division, so he came up to heavyweight. In this fight, he looked alright. I mean, obviously, he got the KO, very good KO. So, you know, in that regard, very good. However, you know, it's clear that, you know, he's ranked potential. I'll be real. He is ranked potential, but he's not very skilled. I mean, he leaves his chin up a lot. He can probably get, you know, hit quite easily by people that are a bit more skilled. And, you know, in this fight, he was basically fighting a can, if we're being real. Lucas Brzeski, bro, he needs to quit the UFC. I think he should get cut from the UFC, to be honest. He's not that good. He's what, like 7-5, 7-6, something like that. But yeah, I mean, I think Enzo Chikwu he should have one more fight, and if he wins that, then get a chance at the rankings. But yeah, overall good, very good knockout from Enzo Chikwu. But I think based on you know, last night's performance, I think he may run into some challenges that you know, later down the line if he doesn't fix his problems. Next fight, Clay Guida versus Chase Hooper. This was a very good performance from Chase Hooper, I'll be real. You know, amazing grappling, decent striking. You know, obviously we didn't really see much of the striking because, you know, he ended it within the first round. Armbar from Chase Hooper. Clay Guida, I think he just needs to retire now. I don't know what he was doing. He thought he was some next like, I don't know, when the fight started, he thought he was really slick and like jumping about as if he was a, you know, 22-year-old man, and then he just got submitted within 3 minutes. So yeah, that went well for him. But Chase Hooper, obviously lightweight division, one of the most competitive divisions within the UFC. So maybe a few more fights, maybe 1 or 2 more wins until he can get a ranked opportunity. Maybe him versus Elvis Brenner. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, very good performance from Chase Hooper. Next up, Michael Chiesa versus Max Griffin. Chiesa got it done by submission. You know, not really much to say. I think Max Griffin really does need to get cut or retire. He did not look very good, and obviously getting submitted by Michael Chiesa in the 3rd round, it showed, you know, he's not very good. In terms of Michael Chiesa, you know, he's on a 2-fight winning streak, or he might be on a bigger one, I don't know, but from what I remember, he won this fight, and he obviously went against Ferguson not too long ago. So, you know, he's getting up there in age. There's not really much point of him fighting up in the, you know, like competition, like up in the rankings and stuff. I mean, if he can get a few more wins, then maybe, but I seriously doubt it. You know, age always catches up to you. So yeah, I mean, it was a good win for Michael Chiesa, but I do think that he's not like ranking worthy. So the next fight, Joshua Van versus Cody Durden. Not much to say, to be honest, apart from Joshua Van just pieced him up. You know, finally Joshua Van did get a ranked win. Obviously, we saw him getting slept by Charles Johnson not too long ago. But yeah, this fight has definitely put him back on the map because he fully just destroyed him over 3 rounds. You know, almost 200 significant strikes compared to Cody Durden's 70. And yeah, it's good to see him ranked. He's probably going to be like number 13 or 14 or something like that. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he does next. He's a very good boxer. If he can just, you know, kind of improve on his grappling a bit, I think that would significantly help him in his chances of, you know, progressing. Because he's still very young, and he's probably got a long career ahead of him. So I think he should probably try to fix that now instead of, you know, later when, you know, he regrets it. Next fight, Chris Weidman versus Eric Anders. Eric Anders got the TKO victory here. It wasn't a very good performance from either of them, to be honest. You know, Anders got knocked down by Weidman in the first round. That's crazy. If you're getting knocked down by Weidman, that's just like a bit cooked, I can't lie. But yeah, Eric Anders came back second round. It was a bit of a like controversial maybe stoppage. I don't know, maybe it doesn't really matter. He would have lost the fight anyway, probably. But yeah, I mean, Chris Weidman, he needs to retire. Eric Anders, bro, he's 37 as well. I think maybe he should just have 1 or 2 more fights and retire himself. But yeah, for sure, Chris Weidman should definitely retire. There's no need to fight, right? You know, he's one of the greats of the division. You know, he beat Anderson Silva. Obviously had like 3 title defenses. He was a great champion, but now he's just fighting for too long. Like, people don't need to know when to stop. People need to know when to stop fighting, and that's exactly what's going on with Chris Weidman. Like, just he needs to stop fighting. Next fight, Randy Brown versus everybody's favorite fighter, Brian Battle. The crowd just seemed to hate him. I don't know why.
A hard fought, very, very close fight. At the end of the fight, did you think you had done enough to get that decision?
Who are you booing? Who are you booing? I know all these degenerates, all these sick, twisted degenerates in Vegas are booing the butcher. I just put my heart out there for y'all.
But yeah, I mean, as far as the fight goes, a lot of people were saying it was robbery. It was a close fight, realistically. You know, they both looked good in different areas, and you know, there were a lot of close fights today. Or I guess it was yesterday, but yeah, I mean, decent-ish win from Brian Battle. He's obviously a good personality within the division, and you know, he's got a few wins now. So hopefully, maybe 1 or 2 more fights, and he can get a shot at the rankings. I would like to see him within the rankings, because you know, he's quite a funny figure within the division. Next fight was Movsar Evloev versus Aljamain Sterling. Obviously, no finish in this fight from either of them. Like, that was just a given. Also, I don't know why Movsar Evloev has gone full emo mode with his haircut. Anyway, as far as the fight goes, a lot of people were saying it's a robbery. That's the same with a lot of, you know, like fights nowadays. If it's a close fight, people just say it's a robbery. I don't know if it was actually a robbery. I ain't watched that, but yeah, I mean, a good win for Movsar Evloev, of course, over a former champion, Aljamain Sterling. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I would like to see him against Topuria because he has very good wrestling. You know, will he win? No, but you know, I still like to see it. Does he deserve a title shot? Probably. I think he deserves a title shot. Maybe one more win. You know, because obviously you got Diego Lopez probably next for the title shot. Maybe Volk, and you know, Movsar Evloev number 5 ranked. Yeah, I would say he deserves a title shot. Obviously that's up to the UFC. Next fight, Luque versus Gorimbo. Listen, I literally told you guys, watch my last video and you guys will see. You guys are sleeping on Vicente Luque. Just because he had a few losses here and there doesn't mean he's bad. And look, he goes out first minute, gets the job done, easy, quick. Yeah, gets a knockdown on Gorimbo, gets a nice little, I think it was a Darce choke. And yeah, just sleeps Gorimbo out cold, done, easy. Bro, if Nick Diaz fought him, Nick Diaz would have been so cooked. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's good that happened. But I mean, what's next for Luque? He's number 14 ranked. Maybe apparently he called out Jorge Masvidal. Listen, man, you guys know how I feel about Jorge Masvidal. I mean, just look at my channel name. But I mean, I would like to see it, I guess. As long as Jorge wins. Anyway, apart from that, maybe Jeff Neal. Maybe even Neil Magny, I don't know, someone, but yeah. Next fight, man, this is a disappointing performance from Lionheart Smith. Bro was not a Lionheart in this flipping fight. Yeah, he just gave up. He didn't try to throw anything. You know, he was just taking punches from Reyes, left, right, and center. Wasn't trying to defend himself. Wasn't trying to defend takedowns. Nothing from Anthony Smith. Reyes, on the other hand, obviously got the TKO victory after, you know, not much resistance. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. Reyes 2 wins in a row now in 2024, which is kind of crazy. What's next for him? I guess he kind of has to fight up in the rankings now. He's got 2 wins in a row of opponents who are lower ranked than him. But I mean, everyone above him is just like really good fighters, you know. I guess maybe after the lose of Johnny Walker and Bogdan Gaskov, he could fight. I would like to see Reyes versus Johnny Walker. That would actually be a good one. Maybe chuck that on a co-main event for a fight night or something. But yeah. Next fight, Bryce Mitchell versus Kron Gracie. Bro, Kron Gracie, just get out, man. Just get out of the company, please. With immediate effect. Bryce Mitchell, it's good to see him get a win since his last loss, which was brutal. He got brutally knocked out by Emmett. But yeah, I mean, Kron Gracie, who even is this guy? Apparently he's part of the Gracie family. I mean, it doesn't look like it, to be honest, but yeah, I mean, he got slam, what's it called? A slam KO. So yeah, I mean, that wasn't good from Kron Gracie. Bryce Mitchell, what's next for him? I think, wait, which division is this? This was featherweight, right? Yeah. I don't know about him. Maybe him versus Edson Barboza. Obviously, in his last fight, he was actually a ranked opponent. Then he got slept, and then obviously he went out the rankings. Now that he's just got a win, maybe he can fight within the rankings again. Even though I think Edson Barboza is booked for a fight. He is ranked. Oh wait, what? He's number 13 ranked. Oh, I thought he wasn't even a ranked opponent. No, I'm bugging out. He is ranked. He's ranked. Okay, so he's just got a win over Kron Gracie. I don't know which of these opponents would really suit him. Maybe him versus Calvin Kattar. Maybe him versus Dan Ige. That would be good. Next fight, and this is most definitely the most controversial of the night. Gane versus Volkov. This is actually a fight I did watch live, unlike the other ones. Thank you, Dana White, for the flipping 3 a.m. fight times. Anyway, Gane versus Volkov. Man, they gave it to Gane, split decision. That was interesting. I had Gane winning the first round. There was a lot of wrestling in this fight actually, which I didn't expect as much as there was. But yeah, Gane's striking just was not very good. I gave the other 2 rounds to Volkov, so overall 29-28 to Volkov after he won the second and third round. For me, anyway. I don't know what the judges were watching. Everyone's saying that this was a robbery. I literally haven't even seen one person that said that Gane did win this fight. Even Gane knew he didn't win this fight, bro. He literally walked out the cage straight away after, they announced that he won. But yeah, I mean, going forward, does Gane deserve a title shot? Most definitely not. Do not give him a title shot. Whether that be against Aspinall or Jones. He's not even that good, bro. He showed a lot of holes in his game. He's not very good at striking. I mean, he is, but he didn't show it in today's thing. I think Volkov did get the better of the exchanges. I think what's next? I think you know what? I think you treat it as if both of these guys lost tonight. To be honest, I think don't give Cyril Gane a title shot. Do Gane against maybe Curtis Blades or Pavlovich. And then for Volkov, I think you would do number 1 contenders match against Jelton Almeida if he does win his fight against Spivak. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see that. And then whoever wins Volkov versus Almeida should get the title shot, to be honest. I don't think Gane should get a title shot because he's already been gifted 2 title shots and lost both of them. So yeah. Next up was the co-main event, Rakhmonov versus Garry. This was one that the judges did score very well. 48-47 for Rakhmonov. So in my opinion, he won the first 2, then Ian Garry won the 3rd, Rakhmonov won the 4th, and then Ian Garry won the 5th. So overall 48-47 for Rakhmonov. Man, it did show a lot of holes in Rakhmonov's game. He's not this unbeatable monster that everyone thought he was. Even Ian Garry said that himself as well, and he knows it is true. He did fight very well. He did defend a lot of the takedowns that Shavkat tried to get on him. So yeah, I mean, Ian Garry did much better than I thought he would. So fair play to him. Obviously, in that 5th round, he almost submitted Shavkat, which was crazy. I mean, I was like, no, when I was watching that, I was like, oh my days, there's no way Garry, after losing this fight, he was down, 3 rounds by that point, yeah. I was like, there's no way that he's going to get the finish. Obviously, he was close, but Shavkat eventually got out of the position. But yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a dead fight. I mean, they were just up against the cage for a lot of the fight in the clinch. Rakhmonov just edged out the first 2 rounds just by, mostly clinch work and then just hitting him with 1 or 2 good shots at the end of the round to secure him that round, and ultimately that saved him. Ian Garry won the third. Not much to say. Fourth, Rakhmonov won that easy, and then fifth, probably Garry. I mean, he did literally almost submit him, which was crazy. But yeah, I mean, this is interesting. I mean, obviously he had the face-off with Belal Muhammad in the post-fight interview. That was just kind of awkward, bro, because both of these guys aren't really confrontational like that, especially Rakhmonov, who's just like some shy, awkward guy. But yeah, I mean, I've always thought this, and people are just seeing it now after the Garry fight. I think Belal Muhammad will win, but I've been thinking this before the fight. Belal Muhammad's wrestling is way too good, and Shavkat, he looks beatable, and he looks especially beatable now after this fight. So in the title shot, when he gets it against Belal, I do think Belal would win that fight, to be honest. Not to get ahead of myself. Obviously, Shavkat's still an amazing fighter. These are both amazing fighters here, but I have always thought this. That's the thing. I've always thought this. Belal Muhammad, I do think Belal Muhammad would beat Shavkat. To be honest, this did kind of, make Shavkat's stock go down, if you want to say it like that. Ian Garry, to be honest, it probably make his stock go up. He is a number 7 ranked guy. He did just lose. Maybe he runs up a little bout with Jack Della Maddalena. I don't know what the hell Jack Della Maddalena has been up to since, UFC 299. This guy's just been silent. So yeah, I mean, maybe Ian Garry runs up one against Jack Della Maddalena, and then whoever wins that could get a title shot. Or, maybe Ian Garry should fight the winner of Colby versus Joaquin Buckley, and then whoever wins that gets a title shot. Yeah, that would make more sense. Yeah, and also, if Covington does win that would be perfect, because Garry and Covington obviously already have a lot of beef. So yeah, I mean, that looks good to me. And finally, of course, we have the main event, Asakura versus Pantoja. Like I said in the intro, it went exactly as I thought it was going to go. Asakura has never been tested with the grappling. I mean, even if he has, not that much in Japan, but UFC is a whole different game, and obviously Pantoja is just a different level. Obviously, the post-fight interview, we saw him call out Demetrius Johnson. Demetrius Johnson wants no part of that, but to be fair, it was a pretty good call-out. It's better than some of these other call-outs that some people are doing. So what's next for him? Obviously, Demetrius Johnson, there's no way he's going to come back to the UFC to fight Pantoja. To be honest, it's hard to say. Yeah, I made a video about this a while ago about the UFC title, the UFC flyweight division title picture is cooked, and it is, because we're at a stage where Royval deserves a title shot, Moreno deserves a title shot, Kai Kara France deserves a title shot. Like, it's just getting a bit crowded. But I mean, if we're being real, Royval does deserve another title shot. I mean, Pantoja's already beaten him twice, so whether that happens again, I don't know. It's just a bit unfortunate, but yeah, I mean, I think what they should do, they should make Moreno and Kai Kara France fight, and in the meantime, Royval and Pantoja should fight again. But I mean, obviously that's not really ideal, but it is what it is, right? Obviously what happens in it, but for Kai Sakura, this is interesting because obviously he wasn't even a ranked opponent. This was his debut fight, and he's predominantly a striker, so I would like to see him against another striker. What would be good is him either against Steve Erceg, which is obviously he's a striker himself, so it would be good to see that, or, which would be even better for the storyline as well, Manel Cap, right? Obviously, these guys have fought each other, twice before, and they're 1-1. They need to settle the score, man, and I don't think there will be a better fight than that to make. So yeah, if I'm Manel Cap, I would be calling out Asakura right now for another fight. And obviously, he's a big star now, pretty much, even though he did get finished within the second round. But he's still a big star, even within Japan. So that would be a good fight. I'm definitely going to tune into that if that happens. So yeah, that's what I think should happen. And yeah, I mean, that's it. UFC 310, overall, good fight card. Not the best of the year, not the worst, of course, but yeah, I would say pretty good. Maybe like 7 out of 10. Yeah. There was quite a few finishes, which is good. That's what I like to see. Obviously, next week we got Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. That's going to be a good one. Actually, Manel Cap is literally fighting next week. Talking of him. Anyway, yeah. So, that's about it. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Safe.